Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here. Welcome to STN Stock Talk with Ricky and Goose. StockTraders.net, guys, we're a leading online trading community. We got free trading rooms in there, always adding new widgets. We have premium live HD trading. We have an incredible store that's adding some super value to us as well and our members. I hope you guys have gone and visit StockTraders.net. Make sure you guys register for the free trading room, and feel free to message any of the moderators, any questions that you hear in the broadcast. We're always here for you guys and eager to help you guys out. Do want to remind you guys that nothing that we're talking about today, we're not trying to do solicitation or tell you what to trade. We're just discussing ideas for informational purposes. And make sure you guys do look at our disclaimer at the bottom of the YouTube channel here in the description area. I've talked about it every day. We do have a few ideas today, but we're not trying to inundate you with 20 ideas and give you a bunch of different things. We try to pick a few things that we're looking at a piece and share them with you, always trying to kind of look at quality, over quantity, and give you guys something to take a peek at. With that being said, Ricky's back today. Welcome back, Ricky, and I'll turn it over to you to get things started, and I'll be back in a few minutes with a couple ideas as well.
Thanks, Goose. What's up, guys? It's Ricky Analog here. Thanks for joining us. What an important day in the big picture of the market. We have not had a multi-day sell-off like this since the end of 2015, like early 2016. And honestly, I'm not even sure that those were the magnitude that we've had the last 2 days. So the game plan is going to focus heavily on the overall market and what it wants to do. First and foremost, you need to know your key levels on the SPY or whatever market is or whatever index it is that you're going to follow for the broader trend. That being said, the market wants to pull more and stay heavy. I have a few that I'm watching: BG, Goose, and PANW. All three are right at 52-week highs and showing signs of rejection. So that's kind of what the thought process is on these. So if you take a look at BG, it had a nice gap up yesterday. Let me make this chart a little bit bigger for you guys. So it had a big gap up yesterday and just pretty much rejected right at the 52-week highs almost and put in a really ugly daily candle. I think if the market stays heavy, this thing could just fade a bit more. The next one was Goose. These are all kind of going to be the same theme, just pushing these highs and putting in these ugly daily candles. And it's going to be dependent on the market staying heavy. I really like the way that the last 2 days have put in these really big wicks on Goose right up at the highs. And even on the weekly chart, you're starting to get a second weekly candle that's going to have a big wick on it if this continues. Regardless, if this name's showing weakness, I'm going to look to get short and play the downside. Right around below 35 is what I'll be looking at. The last one that's kind of going to be dependent on the market staying heavy is PANW. And even though I really like their long-term chart, if this market conditions prevail and stay heavy, I think this name has a bit more retrace in it. This daily candle yesterday is nothing but wick, closing close to lows. So we take out yesterday's lows, and I think this thing has a bit more downside. Now, on the flip side, if the market looks like it's done selling off and we have a ton of oversold names, there's going to be a lot of buying opportunities. And one name in particular I have on the watch for that is IMGN. They had a really strong reject off the Psych 10 level yesterday and sold off quite a bit afterwards on no news. I mean, obviously the market was heavy and really played a big part in that. They have earnings on Friday, but I'm only looking at this for a day trade. BlackRock just recently in the last few months increased their position size on them to about 8.5 million shares. But if the market wants to come back to life and this ticker holds that 20 SMA right around the 825 area, I think this thing could have $1 or more bounce in it. So, I mean, this is just one of many. There's so many oversold names right now after the last few days we've had in the market. So there's going to be a lot of buying opportunities if the SPY wants to flip and start the rebound. But that's enough for me. Let me turn it back over to Goose and hear what he's got to say.
Hey, thanks a lot. I will start off saying, Ricky, always good job, and I'm a little bit offended you talking so poorly about GOOS. It does offend me, but I understand what you're looking at. let me jump into a few of my ideas here, and I'll finish up with a couple comments regarding the market. First one, my top watch at the open is going to be LITE. And I want to show you guys something real quick that I think is interesting. So LITE came out with some numbers this morning. It's really, maybe it's the only stock out there that's green. And yes, being a little sarcastic, but it is up a couple bucks, actually like $4 right now. You know, what I'm hoping on this is you guys could see this right here, this 47, 70, 40, call it 48, just to be, you know, simple here. I love these kind of plays. So the market's still going to open up down right now. It's showing and pretty heavy. I love plays that open up on news up in a down market. I think they're tremendous opportunities on the fade, and then we also have a beautiful level to trade off of here. Hope you guys. I really think this should be on our top watch or one of them. But you could see this level right here off the 20-day. I would love to see a push into it. We're already really close to it. I think there definitely could be something there, as well as using off the 50 as a guide. So like if it's strong, I might even scale up a short or something like that if the market's still heavy for a fade or a double top or something like that. But I love the opportunity here. You can see the prior highs, in this chart, but there should be a pretty good opportunity in LITE. I'm not sure, it would be interesting to see how it acts at the open. Keep in mind, it's a little bit thinner how it trades and a little bit more gappy, so just trade it accordingly. If you do end up trading that name, it's an interesting name to trade. But anyway, just moving along. There's a couple other names I just wanted to mention to you. Is first of all, Netflix. I just want to talk about Netflix. I'll talk about the overall markets, but you could kind of see on Netflix, this 250 area is interesting to me. It's already kind of almost through it. I think it hit a low at 245 this morning, as you could see. But if it wants to come down to the 20-day, I'll have an interest. But you could see the retrace on this big move. And I love Netflix. I was talking about Apple, was it yesterday, the day before? Apple fan as well. But I think there's a lot to Netflix, and I think there's a tremendous opportunity. Obviously, the market's got to be conducive for it. Okay, guys. So just be smart with it. But I do like the opportunity. I'll be watching. This will be one of my names that I'll look at very closely if I feel like the market's gaining a little bit of legs. I don't care whether it goes up on the day or not as far as legs, but I think it could form a decent trend to trade and be a good trader for us with some range. So that's why I want to keep my eye on Netflix today. I think it's definitely worth it. I like the idea for Netflix. But again, it's nothing out of the box I'm grabbing. A couple slow ones. I do like giving slow ones. The guys that do know me a little bit better will know that I look at swings and things like that, and some of the longer slower names or different charts. ATRA, this is an interesting one from yesterday, and this is why I hit my scan. I don't know if you guys see this. This is pretty cool. Yesterday kind of went up and it touched that high and double topped here. The volume's really light on it. It's a lighter name, but this would have been a sweet fade with the market. So what I was hoping with ATRA is I just want to have an eye on it for two reasons. And I'm flip-flopping on both ways. If this wants to do like an imbalance at the open and push, 34 or something crazy, I would look for a possible fade on this name. It faded real sweet yesterday from early push to 35.50 down to 33. Came right back to the open. So that's something I'm just going to look at. It's a little bit slower, but also on the daily, if it wants to come down in this 30 area, it's something. This is an old Fibonacci, sorry. But this is something I definitely would entertain as well. If it wants to come in this area to 20-day and the market's kind of turning, it's a name with some decent range. As you can see, prior days, it's had some good range on it, $4 or $5. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's a good name to have on my radar, just in case. One more thing, I want to throw at you guys. I know I'm running out of time here, but also INSY. I just wanted to take a quick peek at that this morning. You can see it off this $8 level. You got the 50-day here. Two things on it. If market wants to turn, maybe a pushback up to 9.5 or 10. I would be happy with, if I got in these low 8s or whatever where it is right now, and it wants to reverse with the market, push up to 9. That's a nice little return there. And then also the flip side of it is if it wants to come through this 50-day, maybe a quick snap down to $7.25 or $7. So that's why I have it on my list. When I start approaching these 50s and 200s, I like to look at it for a quick snap. Guys, I'll just finish on this. I've talked about it. I got on real early and talked to the community about this morning, so I don't want to go too far into it. It's okay being second. I talked about this yesterday, like on Apple and stuff like that. Don't worry about, being second on names. You don't need to be the first one to catch it and say, I bought Apple at the lows on that big dip. You don't need to do that. Okay, guys? Be smart. You could wait a day or two for confirmation. It's okay. But trade what you're seeing. I mean, if it wants to stay heavy, let it be heavy. You don't have to guess the market. Just use your technicals. Be smart. Don't trade with emotion. Trade with your fundamentals. And just it's okay to sit on our hands. A lot of us are sitting on our hands for the first 30 minutes to see what the market wants to do. It's okay. Don't follow the noise out there. And just be smart today, guys. These are very important days. I know people get blown up on days like yesterday and today, so I'm just really worried about that. All right, guys, let's have a great day today. Be patient, and I'm going to turn it over for Ricky to close us out, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Goose. And I want to reiterate what Goose was saying, guys. Capital preservation is the name of the game. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's better to sit on your hands and finish the day flat than to take some big losses because you were trying to play the hero and pick bottoms. So everybody, please, please, please just stay safe today. If you're new to trading or you just aren't comfortable with this, just stay out of the market for the day and wait till things kind of normalize a bit. In the meantime, come over to stocktraders.net. Come talk to people over there that have some experience and can give some good guidance. We hope to see everybody over there. As always, subscribe, like, turn your notifications on. And everybody, trade your plan your trades, stay safe. Let's crush it today, guys. Peace.